Hello guys! Welcome to Line Table Screen Printing. I'm Jericho from Jury. For today's video, I'm going to teach you how to make a halftone effect for your t-shirt design. It is almost the same in CMYK process, but it is slightly different because we're going to make a spot color. So I'm going to explain it how to do it on Photoshop and Illustrator. So without further ado, let's get started. So before we start creating a halftone effect in Illustrator and Photoshop, first let's understand what halftone is. Halftone is the reprographic technique that simulates continuous tones imagery through the use of dots, varying either in size or in spacing, thus generating a gradient-like effect. Halftone can also be used to refer specifically to the image that is produced by this process. Where continuous tones imagery contains an infinite range of color or grays, the halftone process reduces visual reproduction to an image that is printed with only one color of ink, in dots of differing size, pulse width modulations, or spacing, frequently modulations, or both. These reproductions relies on a basic optical illusions. When the halftone dots are small, the human eye interprets the patterned areas as if they were smooth tones. At a microscopic level, developed black and white photographic film also consists of only two colors, and not an infinite range of continuous tones. Just as color photography evolved with the addition of filters and film players, color printing is made possible by repeating the halftone process for each subtractive color, most commonly using what is called the CMYK color. The semi-opaque property of inks allows halftone dots of different colors to create another optical effect, full color imagery. In screen printing, halftone is used to create or to reproduce a full color image or tone artwork. They use a CMYK process or more color for better quality, and they convert each color to halftone to create an optical effect. But we're not going to do a CMYK process halftone. What we're going to do is to create a halftone effect for spot color design. So let's start do the halftone effect, but let's try it first on a shape before we do it on the design, so you can have an idea how it works. So let's open our Illustrator and create a new file. Click Ellipse tool and change fill color to gray by clicking it and then remove the stroke. Create a circle by using Ellipse tool. And then go to Effect, Pixelate, Color Halftone. Now the Color Halftone option will appear. For radius, you can choose around 8 to 15, it depends on you. This radius will determine how many and big the dot is. If you reduce the radius, the dots will be small and more. If you increase it, the dots will be big and less. So that's the easy way to explain it. About these channels, this will be the CMYK channel. It will determine the position of the dot is for each channel. Let's try the default. You can see the gray shapes change to dots that have so many color. That's because we set the channel in different angles, and the CMYK create different colors depends on how the dot will blend to each other. So let's undo it and let's go to color halftone again. And we need to change all channels in same amount so that the dots will be in one angle. So let's choose 45 degrees and then click OK. You can see the dots turned into black color because all the channels, which is the same IK, blend into one. So that's how we can create a one color halftone. Now let's try to change the color into darker gray and the dots will be bigger. Oops, forgot to click it. Each dots are bigger, but still same amount of it. And if we change it into much darker, okay, I forgot to click it again. You can see each dot goes much bigger and combining to each other. The gap between them is smaller now. Now if we change it into black color, we cannot see the gap between them. It turns into black solid. On the contrary, if we try to change it into lighter gray, the dots will be smaller. Now that you have an idea how this works, let's try it to gradient color. Let's create another artboard and create new circle shape. Then go to gradient tab, then choose the radial gradient. Let's reverse the color on the gradient slider to make darker on the center. You can also adjust how darker it is by using this slider. Now go to Effect, Pixelate, Color Halftone, then click OK. On the same principle earlier, you can see the darker color which is on the center have bigger dots and go smaller in lighter color. You can see if I adjust the slider, the dots will get smaller and smaller. Later I will explain how we can use this on our design, but first let's do this on the Photoshop. So let's open our Photoshop and create new document. I will choose 1000 by 1000 pixel by 300 dpi. Let's create circle by using ellipse tool. Change the fill color into gray in the properties tab, or double click the layer thumbnail so the color picker will appear. And then go to filter, pixelate, and color halftone. And if this appear, just choose the convert to smart object so we can still change the shape or color of this image. Let's do the same settings we do on Illustrator and then click OK. So this is how to make a halftone in Photoshop. It is similar in Illustrator. And if you want to change the color, just double click the layer thumbnail and then another document will appear where your shape is. So we can change the color to darker or lighter, then click save after that so the main PSD will update the layer. So that's how the smart object work on a Photoshop. You can still edit the shapes if we convert it. There are so many uses on smart object, you can explore how it works. For example, double click the color halftone filter and then you can still edit with it. Now let's try it on a gradient shapes. First, let's hide the first shapes and then create another shapes. Then go to properties tab. You can see the appearance option where the fill color. Just click it and then choose the gradient and then choose radial option. And then if you click the gradient box, the gradient editor will appear. You can adjust it. If you are done, just click OK, then go to filter, pixelate, and color halftone. Just choose the convert to smart object, then click OK. So that's how we can create a halftone on the Photoshop. It's just similar in Illustrator. The only difference is the smart object on Photoshop where you can still edit the shapes after you convert it, and artboard on Illustrator where you can see all the artboard. There are also artboard on Photoshop but still different. Next is we're going to do this on a design. So this is how it looks like if we do it on a design. It only consists two colors, but if you look far, it's like there's also a dark red and dark blue. All the parts are separated in layers so that we can still edit it. We can change the background and the halftone effect will also change. We can put it on the black shirt and white shirt. So I'm going to show you how I do it by using same process in the shape, but I will add some techniques so that we can achieve this. I created this on the Illustrator and I use gradient color, so I'm going to convert the gradient into halftone. So let's start. First, I'm going to convert this AI file to PSD by using export on Illustrator. Then the resolution must on 300 dpi and choose the right layer so that we can retain the layers we made on the Illustrator. And then click OK. Because I already have this on my folder, so I will just replace it. Let's open it. You can see all the layers are still there if we do it that way, because we just need the parts for the gradient layer to convert it to halftone, not the whole design. Now let's start this layer. If we hold the Alt key while clicking the layer visibility, it will just focus on that layer and the other layer will not show. Then click the layer you want to convert, then go to Filter, Pixelate, Color, Halftone. Then I will choose 15 radius and 45 degrees to all channels. So I think the halftone is good, but you can see if we zoom it, there's a white and also black, but don't worry about that, we will fix it. To fix that, go to select, color range, and then the color range option will appear, and then choose the black color on the design, and then click add sample and then click the blue color. And the fuzziness must be set on 0 and then click OK. After that, hold the Alt key and then press the backspace to fill the selected area. And then press the Ctrl plus Shift plus I on your keyboard to inverse the selection, and then press the Delete on your keyboard to remove the white. So that's how to do halftone effect on the design. So I will finish all the remaining parts that needs to be converted to halftone. So that's it guys, we're done. Just need to create a background to our design so you can see the halftone effect. It can be white or black. This technique is effective if you want to reduce the screen for that design, especially on dark areas of design but same color on other you can just convert it to halftone. You can still print it on one color. For example, you have red and dark red. Just convert the dark red to halftone so you can still have print it on red color, but you can also have the darker red color. Just like this design on our jewelry store. You can see it only one color, but there's also dark gray, but if you zoom it in, it only a half tone. So we just print this only on one color. See some more example designs on our jewelry store. So that's it guys. If you have questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below and we will try to answer all the questions regarding on-screen printing.
So that's it guys! Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos about line table screen printing tutorial. Thank you very much for watching.